What is wrong with this picture, Kenny? I've got my cowboy boots on.
I know.
You got your flip-flops on.
I know. I showed up how I live my life every day, and you showed up to the beach in boots.
Yeah, you're No Shoes Nation.
That's right.
With your
Well, actually, I need to
flip-flops.
do that. If I'm
Yes, there you go.
Really
now,
authentic.
this is the real Kenny Chesney. And this is what Chillaxification is all about, right?
No doubt about it.
When you go to the stadiums and you start your show every day, what do you tell them every summer?
Every time I'm on stage?
Every time you're on stage, you've got like a mantra. and
Well,
how you
I
open
can
the
tell
show.
you that I feel like I'm one of them every day I get up there. And if they're like me, they have a lot of stuff going on in their life. And I've been asked a lot what Chillaxification means. And I've always felt like that music was medicine for all of us. Mm-hmm. For whatever stress we have in our life, for whatever's weighing us down. And Chillaxification is a prescription to live your life, at least for a couple of hours, and forget about it. You know, and that's really the sermon I preach up there a lot on stage, because I want people to come with us. I want to grab them by the hand and take them with us for 2 or 3 hours, and that's one of the highlights of my life. You know, when I look around and see my band and all of us are in the same moment, and the audience, and we're all just there. I haven't felt that kind of connection and high anywhere else in my life. It's unbelievable.
That's why you keep doing it year after year, summer after summer. While everybody else is chillaxing, they're on their summer breaks. You're there working, going to all these big stadiums and selling them out.
Well, it helps when you authentically love what you do. You know, I do. I love it. And yeah, of course, over the, you know, when you start in April and end in September, you know, you get a little burnt out there. Mm-hmm. But we genuinely love what we do, and we love to see that people's eyes light up when you come on stage and play their favorite song, or when you constantly hit them with a wave of energy, and to see how they react to it. It's pretty addictive to see that. That's why we do it.
Wall Street Journal calls you king of the road. Is that right?
Well, I can't speak for them. I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah.
But we've been doing it a little while, and we love it. And I can tell you, though, that going back to your other question, you know, why do we keep doing it, is because we feed so much off the people that come see us. And that just means everything to me. It means everything to the band and the crew, and because in a lot of ways it really is their dream too, you know, and to be able to share that with everybody, and we absolutely love it. And next summer is going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be big.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah,
20 stadiums in 2020.
Yeah, it is. 20 stadiums in 2020. Did you just make that up, or did we make that up? I'm not sure. I guess we did. But yeah, we're going to open the whole tour at the Dallas Cowboys football stadium in Arlington.
Wow.
And we're going to go through, you know, to some places that we've been to, like Kansas City's Arrowhead, and to Pittsburgh and Philly and MetLife in New York, and we're going to close down with 2 nights in Foxborough, Massachusetts. But we're playing a few places we have never played. We're playing the Houston Astros baseball stadium, and we're playing the new, not yet built football stadium in Los Angeles.
SoFi. How exciting is that?
It's really exciting, you know, to go somewhere where you've never been and to feel new energy and to be a part of the history of a new place.
Rams or Chargers?
Oh, you know, it's a good question.
Or do
both
you
are
not
transplants, right? Both came from other places,
safe, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that one.
You're playing it safe, but when you're out there on the stage, you're playing it just good old fun, right?
Yeah, I'm just, you know, just for all the people in front of us, and it's just, you know, because I think about this a lot when, you know, I call it the circus. You know, we have an unbelievable circus tent out there, and people have a lot of options on what they want to do with the money that they make, you know, and I don't take it for granted that they come see us, because they could go anywhere. They could go to any show. They could go to the movies or whatever it is on that night. But they, you know, the fact that they come to see us makes me really have a lot of gratitude for that.
You've become a summertime event like fireworks on the 4th of July.
Wow. Well, that makes me feel pretty good, you know. But it's, I guess that's only because we refuse to tour in cold weather.
What is it about your music that evokes summertime?
You know, my family have always loved music. They've always, you know, it's been a part of my life for a long time. And I just feel like the songs that made me happy, or the songs that I wrote, kind of reflected my family, my friends. They reflected how I walk through the world, and what makes me happy when I listen to music. And a lot of those songs tend to be in this location. And you know, when I went to the Virgin Islands years ago, and I started writing songs about my life there, and writing songs about my life on the boat and my friends' lives and all these characters that I met and all their stories, it you know, it was beautiful, really, you know, to have that much inspiration. And that's where some of it comes from, a lot, for sure.
And in that way, too, you're giving back to the U.S. Virgin Islands, you know, after Hurricanes Irma and Maria wiped out St. John and St. Thomas, where you have a house. You went there and you were helping out, involved in those efforts. Tell me about that.
Well, it was really a traumatic time for a lot of people, you know, and you see what just happened in the Bahamas, and it's, you know, it's pretty bad what happened there, you know. But it brought back so much. You see these images on the news and see how much devastation is there, and it brought back a lot. And because that's exactly the way that the Virgin Islands looked, and the British Virgin Islands looked after Irma. And I flew over in a helicopter once I could get down there, and I'd never seen that much devastation in my life. And what was really hard for me is I knew I had a lot of friends in the middle of that devastation, and people that I really truly loved that embraced me in the community for a long time. And that's when I decided that I was going to help in any way I possibly could. And so it went from there, and that's where Love for Love City started. And then my assistant Jill said, "What about the animals?" And that's where that slice of the recovery effort went.
So you were helping displaced animals. And
because there was a lot of animals that had to be left behind. You know, they couldn't bring them back, and there was no place for them to go. And I think with a lot of people's help, you know, my assistant Jill was the person behind all this. But I think there's been over 3,000 animals that we got out of the U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, and that have all been that were all taken to the United States and have all been placed in homes. And that was something that I never saw coming in my life or being a part of. But it's something that I'm really, really glad and proud that we got to do. You know, but it's still not. It's still not great down there. It's a lot better, you know, but I'm concerned because it doesn't seem to be changing, the climate. And so it
just gets worse.
Yeah, it seems to. It seems to. Yeah, there's a lot at stake.
And all of the proceeds of your Song for the Saints albums you donated to the recovery efforts there.
Yeah, I started writing Songs for the Saints 2 days after the storms, and I realized that was a way I could give back, you know, and hopefully help in some way. And of course, we took that and then we did it to a completely different level in other areas. But music is the reason I wanted to do that. Music is, in my opinion, is the most healing thing we have in our lives. And I wanted to make that record to help people heal in any way they needed it.
Your song, Get Along, it's that message right there. It should be an anthem for where we are today.
Well,
writing that, was that the inspiration?
Well, I wish I could say, Natalie, that I wrote Get Along, but I didn't. But it's the reason I recorded it. And because no matter, if you live in a small town or if you live on an island, an island is just like small town. There's so much of the same pressures, there's so much of the same talking, there's so much of the same racism, there's so much of the same stuff.
Yeah.
So when I heard Get Along, it was just like, this is exactly the anecdote I felt like that I needed at the time. But after the storm, it was like, I felt like after Irma, this is the kind of song that had so much hope and so much positive energy in it. And you see what's happening with, people of power wanting to fight each other all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, I felt like this song was perfect for a lot of those areas.
But you don't do politics when you get out there, right? It's more about just bringing people together and
it's more. This song was about
them.
love. It's about love and loving everybody, and I felt like that's why Get Along struck such a positive chord with everyone, because that's what it was meant to be. It's just meant this positive, beautiful love song about can't we all just, there's enough hate, there's enough animosity. Sometimes it's just as simple as forgiveness and love.
How have you changed? How have you evolved from the Kenny Chesney who started out 15 years ago on tour?
Natalie, you're digging deep.
Oh, deep. That's how we go.
I don't know. I feel like I'm more patient.
Yeah.
Like it's I think when any artist gets started, I feel like it's in every artist's DNA to want it all at once, and I was no different. But I think once you go through, certain ups and downs in your life, and you go through something as traumatic as what happened after Irma, and you see how fragile everything is, I think you start to appreciate a lot of things a lot more than you did before that. And so that changed me a lot, honestly. And I don't know, I feel like I have more gratitude than I had 15 years ago for what God has given me and for the audience that I have and the people that I work with and I get to get up every day and write songs, and that's a gift.
And you're doing that now.
And I have a lot of gratitude for it.
You're working on songs for your 18th album. You've got Tip of My Tongue with Ed Sheeran. What was that collaboration like?
It was really great. I'd never met Ed Sheeran before. We sat in a room together to write songs, but it was as if we'd known each other our whole lives. We had similar stories. We work with a lot of the same people, that puts our tours together. And everybody for a year was saying, man, you need to write with Ed. And they were telling Ed, you need to write songs with Kenny Chesney. And one day last year, we actually sat down and did it, and Tip of My Tongue was the result. I mean, and it just, when you're writing with Ed Sheeran, the songs basically write themselves. I mean, he is great. So, but it was a fun afternoon, But I'll tell you, it's kind of where I see the next chapter leaning, like, it would have been like I still write songs with people that I'm comfortable with, but writing with Ed pushed me, and I think as an artist and as a person, when you're constantly creating, you try to push yourself. You want to push your audience without annihilating them, and working with Ed, I felt like did that for me, and next summer we're going to have Michael Franti and Spearhead on the road with us, and there couldn't be a better act to fit the vibe we have out on the road, but I've never worked with him, but it's just what was important to me and the vibe that I wanted to have out on the road, and that's where I see my music going, our tour life going, and it's fun, it's exciting.
How long will you keep touring? Have you thought about that?
How long will I keep touring? I don't know. I think
you'll be like the Rolling Stones. You're gonna be out there like 70s.
I don't know that I'll be doing. I'm not sure I'll be jumping up and down. as much because like I said, I just had knee surgery last year. From the 20 years I've been jumping up and down on my knee already. But as long as I love what I do like I love it now, and more importantly, actually, as long as the people in front of me love it like they love it now, I hope I do it for a long time, but because I genuinely love it, and I genuinely love being up there in front of them and feeling their energy, and so I don't know. I hopefully for a long time, because we truly do love what we do.
What is that relationship like on stage with the crowd? What's it like hearing people screaming for you?
When we walk up there and you see all these people that have their lives and they get up every day and they go to work and they have their own ups and downs and they have stress at school or their job or just life. Mm-hmm. And you see 50, 60,000 people in front of you that are there because they love music and they just want to exhale, and they want to release energy and everything that's how I feel about it. So they just want to get rid of this energy that's inside them, and the fact they come to our shows and they hear this show that's really energetic, that's really rocking, and we don't let up much.
What do you start the show with most nights?
Well, last year we started it with Beer in Mexico, and then
Love that.
I didn't say a word to the crowd for about 47 minutes because it was just, we did not let up. Full throttle. I didn't say hi. We just went, boom. Some people stop and talk, and they'll speak for 2 or 3. No, not us.
You just go.
We go, and then after about 45 minutes, I'll look at everybody and say, hello, welcome.
That's the kind of show you put on.
Yeah, so it's just...
Make them forget everything.
So, that's right, but I can tell you that it's... To feel that when you first walk up there, and talking about gratitude, and to know that what's happened to all of us, and the fact that we get to speak to all those people at once, it's very special. And the fact that you get to achieve something special with a group of people is even more special. It's hard, but it's really beautiful when it all comes together, and to see all that, it's like a dream, It's crazy. Like you'll be up there playing for 2 or 3 hours in a football stadium full of all these people that do nothing but love you, and then you're on a plane flying home, and you land, you go home, and you went, oh, wow, did that just happen tonight? Like, it's really strange existence,
It's like a whole other universe.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
And I'm back.
And now we're back.
Was that a dream?
But, and at times it seems like an illusion.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's real. But, but it's
pretty cool.
It's a beautiful illusion.
I mean, you have reached, obviously, the pinnacle of success. But what does success mean to you now?
Success, I ask people, I get asked that question still a lot today. And we've been very blessed, to have a lot of hit records on the radio and to have this wonderful audience. But I get asked if I have, goals. I don't set any goals to have a certain amount of number. I don't set any goals to have like a certain number of more #1 records, or to set a goal to sell a certain amount of tickets. Like, I just want to be happy, and I want to. If I'm happy and I'm writing songs within that happiness, then that's pretty successful for me. And that I think that I have a really smart audience, and they can smell a rat pretty quick, and so if I'm not happy, they know it, and if I'm happy, they know it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, I don't look at a certain gross number to say, okay, this is a success, or a certain #1 records to say this is success. I just want to do what I do and keep doing it at a level that I feel good at, and to make people happy and smile. Because at the end of the day, that is the best part of my job, is to look out into an audience and to see so many people happy with a smile on their face. Yeah. And that's pretty successful.
It's pretty amazing. When you're not on tour, when you're not writing music, what do you do to chillax? Malibu.
And my pool workout. You know, Laird Hamilton is a good friend of mine, and so he's taught me a lot about working out with a mask on, holding your breath, with weights, underwater. It's crazy, but it's been very, very beneficial for me. And you know, I sat in an ice bath. Speaking of chillaxification, I sat in an ice bath every day out here after I work out.
That sounds painful.
That's what fans don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be fun this year, but everybody has to sit in an ice bath before they walk in the stadium.
I'm not sure about that one.
I think people are going.
Done that. I've done that. That's painful.
It's awful. It's so uncomfortable, but it's so good for you.
It's good for you. And I guess it kind of tests that mental energy as well, right? Is that it?
Yeah, but well, look, part of the battle is the mental battle.
Yeah.
This is going to be truly cold. This is going to be really awful. And so you fight with yourself a lot before you get in there. And you waste more energy doing that than you do just trying to stay warm in the ice almost. But I love it. You know, so when I'm off tour, you know, I love the ocean, Natalie. I just love being around water. It makes me happy. You know, I feel more creative. I feel more centered. I feel more solid in my skin when I'm around the ocean. So whether it's here or whether it's in the Keys or in the BVI or USVI or anywhere, I mean, I love being around water, and it feeds me. It helps fill up my soul to where when I'm on the road, everything I do every night there's energy going out. When I'm around the ocean, around the water, that energy feeds back. And that's what I love about it. And it's what allows me to go out there and do what I do.
Speaking of filling your soul, if there's a song, one of your songs that is that song that is a window into your soul.
Oh, my goodness.
What would it be?
Oh, that's odd to think. I would say that as a songwriter and just as a poet and a storyteller, it wouldn't be a song that people had heard on the radio over and over again. You know, there's songs that I'm very proud of. I lived on a boat for 5 years in the Virgin Islands, and I wrote songs all the time down there. I wrote a whole album down there on my boat. And I wrote a song called Old Blue Chair that was very, very intimate about my life, that was really personal, about going through breakups, about moving on, about existing in the moment and living in the moment, which is really hard for me to do when you're constantly planning to do something else. But I would say Old Blue Chair is a very personal song into my soul for sure.
And what do you close down your show with?
Well, we close, I think last year we closed down with How Forever Feels, I believe. And so that changes every year too. You know, about 70% of our show is going to stay the same. Then we're going to have new music, because there's certain songs people just want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes, you know, people want to hear songs that are new, but I've never been a fan of playing brand new music that's not recognizable.
People want that nostalgia.
Well, they just want to. Yeah. They're going to pay all that money to come see you. They don't want to hear some random song. I don't feel like I don't.
Yeah.
When I go to shows, I don't want to hear something that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want you to try a new song out on me. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know. So
give me the good old Kenny.
Yes. So it's like. But there are, you know, so you got to be careful because there's people that will come to the show and they want to hear that one song.
Yeah.
You know,
what's the number one song?
And just that one song, you know, and if you don't play it, they go, I didn't hear my one song.
What's the one song that you get requested most often?
Oh, well, Get Along Now, American Kids, Young.
Beer in Mexico.
I Go Back, Beer in Mexico.
Summertime, I imagine.
Summertime, Anything But Mine. Setting the World on Fire with Pink.
Yeah.
So many things. Yeah, I'm so blessed. But
yeah.
But see, there are certain things that we can't not do. Mm-hmm. So the other 30% we got to get creative with, and that's the struggle every year is to make it new and fresh. And so that's when I'm lying in bed at night already. I'm sitting there going, okay. I'm texting my piano player Wyatt, who's my band leader.
Yeah.
I'm going, okay. You got any ideas how we can do this and what's going to make it fresh? And I spend more time figuring out the intro to the show than I do anything else to make it new and fresh. Mm-hmm. So the last couple of years, I just decided we're going to make it simple and just walk up and play. Because now there's no mystery. Once it happens once, the first show, because everybody has their phone up.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows. Used to, you could go to a whole tour and go city to city, and there would still be this sense of mystery of how you're coming on stage.
Right.
Now, once you do it once, it's gone. I mean, everybody already knows it.
They know the routine.
So now we just walk up, plug in, and boom.
But you're still looking to surprise if you
Yes, in a way. Yeah. But so that's the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2020, of course, is going to be a huge year for you.
Yeah.
New tour, new album. For the country, it's going to be a huge year as well. What do you hope for?
Well, you know, we're already inundated. It's already started. And we all know what 2020 is, you know, on the political side. So we're already hearing it. I hope to be the antidote to some of that noise, because we got enough noise in our lives. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I hope that we can give a lot of people in their heart, in their brain, in their soul, a lot of positive energy, happy energy, and love. Because they're not going to have to go too far from their TVs or their devices to get condescending conversation, negativity, and hate. It's already started. So I think that music, not just my music, not just our tour, I just want everybody to find a great song and put it in the headphones and live with it.
It's a healing force.
Yeah.
What's your philosophy when it comes to the philanthropic work that you do?
Well, I never really had a philosophy. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that anyone does until something happens that really affects them. You know, I want to help people as much as I possibly can, especially those, you know, that are less fortunate and the people that really, really need it. You know, like you look and see all the things that are happening in the Bahamas and what happened down in the Virgin Islands. But when something happens that really touches me and people's lives are changed due to no fault of their own, that's when it really touches me. Like, I was really upset with the Boston Marathon bombings, very. Yeah. And people's lives changed. And people's lives changed due to no fault of their own. They just were living their life. It was a beautiful day. And so I think that's when things like that happen, that's when I tend to want to get involved. And I'm not that comfortable talking about it because I'd never like to raise my hand and say, here's what I did, you know. But the only time that I would get involved in things like that is when I see people's lives change when they and due to no fault of their own, you know. And so I was very passionate about that, and then of course, you know, the climate and the environment. I think that's two things that I really care about right now, and I think those are two things that are really important, you know. And all of a sudden in my life, you know, I think you get to a certain point and you get all lost in your career and moving forward and doing all this stuff, you know, that it takes to get to the next level.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you know, when you feel the ocean get warmer and you see all the stuff, you can just feel the air different. It's just different. And you see what's happening every hurricane season. Somebody that loves the environment and the ocean like I do, you can't help but be concerned and want to get involved. So I'm not sure that answers your question, but I never had a philosophy. I just all of a sudden have become really concerned about the environment, climate change, and you know, when something like that happened in Boston really touches my heart, that's when I get involved.
The country radio broadcasters are awarding you the 2020 Artist Humanitarian Award, and you've received so many awards, so many accolades over the years. What does that one mean to you?
Well, I appreciate it. I'm a little embarrassed by it because I was just a small piece of what happened in the recovery of it all after Irma and Maria. I mean, there were so many people on so many levels that helped. But even within my own organization, but I really appreciate the sentiment. And but I'd rather not have it. I'd rather not have to have it. You know what I mean? I'd rather it not have happened. But I do feel a connection with everyone in the Virgin Islands, and I do feel that, you know, if everything is written, if you believe that everything is written down somewhere, and you're just playing out your life and living out your life, and I guess the songwriter in me tends to believe that kind of stuff. You know, I felt like, you know, I feel like after all of it that, in a way, it was almost meant for me to have that connection with that place so I could help at this level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without sounding,
yes.
I don't know, but too odd or strange about it. But
yeah.
But
But if it could happen anywhere, it's somebody like you who could help out.
Well, but I'm very thankful for what I have in my life and the platform that I have. I'm very thankful that I had a platform to help and the means to help and the machine. I knew a lot of people that could help really quickly.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm going to go up and get the award, but I'm going to spend all the time in my speech thanking everybody else.
Which is good. Which is the way it should be done. You are the most down-to-earth, normal guy I know who can get out there and fill a stadium. How do you keep it authentic?
Oh, I think that's my family. And I think that I've been very fortunate to have on the road with me. Let's see, I've got 4 or 5 guys that I went to high school with that work with me and for me out on the road.
Nice. They keep you real.
If I get disingenuous on any level, they know exactly where to go in my life to bring me back down to earth. You know what I mean? But, you know, I think that when it comes to authenticity, I think that's the one thing we all have, you know, that's the one thing that I do have. You know, I can't go make a rock record, or some people would say that I do already, but I can't go make a hip-hop record. That's not what I do. Yeah. It would be disingenuous to do that. I go up and do what I do, and I know what I do pretty well. I know what I'm really terrible at. I don't try to do the things that I'm terrible at. So I just go and try to have fun, write the best songs I can, and give the people the best show that I possibly can.
I just want to know, what are you terrible at?
Well, acting would be one of them.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't think I'll ever do that. I spend enough time in a bus eating broccoli and carrots, waiting, you know what I mean? Like, that's all they do is sit and wait.
That's true. Next take.